The truth will set you free, with Hector Melo.
One of the most ancient civilizations of the past are the Mayan. This civilization not only impressed scientists and researchers because of the feats they performed, but also because of the knowledge they had. It seems that this civilization contacted extraterrestrial beings in the past. Today, we're going to study the close encounter between extraterrestrials and the Mayan. Please stay tuned. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to The Truth Will Set You Free. Once you do that, now we are ready to proceed. The ancient Mayan civilization emerged in the Archaic era of 8000 to 2000 BCE in the region of Mesoamerica, concentrating their location in areas of Central America in Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico. The Mayans discovered the value of the zero in mathematics. They were great scientists in the fields of mathematics, astronomy, agriculture, architecture, and engineering. They also were great artists in the fields of sculpture and painting. The ancient Mayans prepared a more accurate calendar than the Gregorian calendar, and on the field of medicine performed intracranial surgical operations. One of the best known books of the Mayan civilization is the Zeta Codex. It contains the result of an investigation on eclipses. Also a tablet with 69 dates on which shows solar eclipses that occurred in a period of 33 years. The Mayans were one of the first civilizations to develop an advanced writing system by using hieroglyphics instead of letters. The written language of the Mayans was formed by about 800 glyphs or symbols. The Mayan civilization built impressive monuments, such as the Pyramid of Chichen Itza in Mexico. It is according to the location of the sun during the equinoxes in the spring and autumn. In the evening, in these 2 days, the pyramid casts a shadow of himself that is aligned with a carving of the head of the Mayan god snake Kukulkan, shadow-shaped body of the snake as well as the sun. The serpent seems to slip down into the earth. The most relevant monuments and Mayan cities are Calakmul, Chichen Itza, Coba, Copan, Mayaban, Palenque, Quirigua, Tikal, Uxmal, among others. The Mayans, as well as many other ancient civilizations, were polytheists. Among the deities of the Mayan are belong to Telt, Shak, the god of rain, Chichan, Kizin, Coyopa, Izama, Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, among others. The Mayan creation legend is described in the Popol Vuh, which means Book of the Community. This book narrates the creation of the Mayan people and humanity. Also includes the tale of the hero twins and ball players Hunaxpu and Xbalanque, which defeated the lords of the underworld, lords of Xibalba. In the Mayan creation myth, the heart of heaven artist and 6 other gods, as the feathered serpent, wanted to create human beings with hearts and minds that could keep the days. But the first attempts of creating a smart being failed. When these deities finally created humans from yellow and white corn that could speak, they were satisfied. Many researchers believe that some ancient civilizations were more developed and succeed among others because of the contact those had with the extraterrestrial civilizations. These claims are supported by the famous ancient astronaut theory, which establishes that in the past extraterrestrial beings came to Earth and taught ancient humans how to construct monuments like the pyramids, how to read the stars at night, how to write and read, how to study the cosmos, and of course also taught them where they came from. Remember that most of the content discussed on the Truth Will Set You Free channel are material taken from the book What Really Happened by Hector Melo. The same can be found by clicking on Hector Melo's book icon at the home page of this channel, or by clicking on the link found on the description of this video. What Really Happened recounts the secret history of humanity and reveals the true identity of the gods of antiquity. You may also find other books being written by this author, including his Anunnaki saga. Anunnaki, the creation. Anunnaki, war of gods. And Anunnaki, the rebellion. For these and more, please visit www.lulu.com. We are going to demonstrate the visitation of extraterrestrial beings to the ancient Mayan settlers, not only by showing physical evidence, but also by studying deeply the Mayan sacred book, the Popol Vuh, Book of the Council for Quiche tribe and the Mayan. We are going to identify all the extraterrestrial beings found in this ancient text, but first, let's take a look into the extraterrestrial term and its definition. This definition is given by the Cambridge Dictionary. Extraterrestrial, in or coming from a place outside planet Earth. If we adjust the previously explained concept to our investigation and proceed to research in the Popol Vuh, looking for characters that could match perfectly with this term, for sure we will encounter intelligent extraterrestrial beings that were misinterpreted by the Mayan people as divine entities. All this thanks to the psychological aspect of ancient man theory. Remember that earlings of antiquity interpreted their experiences according to the reality that surrounded them. But the contact with extraterrestrial beings was a fact. The most common method used to find divine, magical, or mythological beings within any civilization is to study deeply its legends, epic narratives, and mythologies. Remember that every accountable event that happened in the past have been evolved and even exaggerated for later creating legends from simple recounts. This is the result of the psychological aspect of ancient man, and these characteristics are found among other civilizations within history as well. We are going to reveal the true identity of the Mayan gods of antiquity. From now on, we are going to focus on the narratives found within the Popol Vuh, and we'll take a look into these creation legends as well. If you are a fan of the ancient astronauts, the unknown and mystery, you will love to take a look at some cool stuff made for you. Just visit the official Hector Melo shop. You may find there items based on those characters that we love. The Anunnaki, the Alpha Centaurians, the Zeta Reticulans, the Pleiadians, the Orions, the Olympians, the Shivarus, and more. Please visit www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. Cool t-shirts, mugs, apparel, and more. www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. We read now a text found in the Popol Vuh as follows. Then called arranged sounds, pulled stone, name given for them, side by where they crossed the sea, having separated the waters back in where they went. It's incredible the similarities with the accounts found in the Bible. The narratives explaining how Moses separated the Red Sea. We read now in the Bible, book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused a sea to go back by a strong east wind all the night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. Although we do not know the technology used to make this exploit, we know something for sure, and that is that Yahweh was not the only one God who could perform those feats, since the Mayan gods had great technology too. We find the Mayan gods as well at the beginning of the narratives as any other civilization. We read in the Mayan Quiche Popol Vuh the following: only builders, the forming ones, the dominators, the powerful of heaven, Elohim, the procreators, the fathers, were on the water, scattered light. The previous text describes the same event found in the narratives of other civilizations as well, since this one recounts that the Elohim were hovering inside their spacecraft over the waters. We understand that this refers to an eyewitnesses of antiquity who saw the gods flying over the seas, lakes, and rivers. We find a very similar narrative at the first book of the Bible, the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 1. The earth was formless and desolate. Emptiness and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. According to some scholars, the term used in the Bible as spirit in fact means ruach, an energetic vehicle that leaves behind a breeze as passing by. Also, the term Elohim is plural, so in fact it means gods and not Yahweh or any other name. So the real translation for this text will be, in the beginning, the Elohim drove their ruachs hovering above the waters. It is the same narrative found in the Popol book, which describes the alien gods flying over the waters. Coincidence or evidence? Remember, subscribe to this channel, hit that button. Now we can continue. The Popol Vuh text is a strong blow for the religious system because it confirms that the account of extraterrestrial visitors coming to Earth is a narrative not exclusive to any religious dogma in particular, like Christianity or Judaism, but it is a very well-known story by many terrestrial civilizations since antiquity. The Mayan gods are extraterrestrials that came from a star or maybe from a constellation known by humans. We read in the Popol Vuh the following. There they gathered, waiting for the dawn, watching the departure of the star, the first output until the day it is born. From there we came from, but we got separated, said among themselves. This text is explicit to explain where their gods or alien beings came from. Gods that came from the stars, deities that descended from the sky, extraterrestrial beings who brought their own knowledge and technology. This dawn star could be the description of planet Venus, maybe? The Mayan gods taught the ancient Mayan settlers how to read the stars, the constellations, and also the place where they came from, and not only that, but also gave them more details about the life those extraterrestrials had before coming to Earth. We read again in the Popol Vuh. Immediately began his thinking of his coming from a place of abundance. Their hearts cried when they came, when they vanished from place of wealth, leaving it. These beings came from a place which they considered to be a place of plenty, a place where everything is perfect and do not exist any problem, a place where they advanced in a surprising way in cosmic knowledge, technology, and spirituality. Extraterrestrial beings who left their comfort, their welfare, and perfection to come to a desolate place. Remember to follow us on our social media: XCOM, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Discord. Don't forget to follow. In several texts speak of the famous Elohim. Remember that this term means the powerful ones, or the gods for others, those of the chariots of fire, or the giants that came from the skies, cosmic master teachers who came to educate the ignorant terrestrial humanity. In several texts we mention this Elohim, not only within the Bible as it was mentioned before, but in various writings of ancient civilization as well. Now we read again in the Mayan Quiche Popol Vuh of what was illuminated by the builders, the forming ones, the procreators, the fathers, its names: main magician of the dawn, main magician of the day, big peak of the dawn, big tapir of the dawn, dominating, powerful of the skies, Elohim. The previous text not only points that these beings are giant extraterrestrials, but also attributed to them some characteristics such as creation. This creation refers to nothing else than the creation of the early human beings. The Elohim created life on earth, and this fact is impressive. We do not consider life to only early humans' life, but also the rest of the living beings as the creatures of the forest, oceans, deserts, and others not so much common. Other recurrent narratives within ancient civilization texts are the creation myths. Some of them even describes the creation of life and intelligent life. In the following text confirms the creation made by those giants of the sky, the powerful, the Elohim. We read again the Popol book as follows. As it had been said by the builders, the forming ones, the mothers, the fathers of life, of the existence, those of the breathing, those of the heartbeats, those that generate, which think, light of the tribes, light of the children, light of the offspring, thinkers and wise. Not only the ancient civilization admits that intelligent beings came from the stars, but they also revealed that these intelligent and wise beings created life, without magic or any divine power, but with cosmic knowledge and advanced technology. The same story that we find in the text of any civilization and a specific, we can also find it within the legends of other civilizations as well. Such is the case of the Bible and the Popol book. Between these texts, when comparing one with the other, we find enough similarities. Hi, this is Hector. If you really want to help us to make this channel to grow, you may consider making a donation to the Truth Will Set You Free PayPal account, which is hmelo25@yahoo.com. Thank you. We really appreciate your contribution. Next, we read in the Bible, the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 2. Now the earth was unformed and void, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of the Elohim hovered over the face of the waters. As we had explained before, remember that in the Bible also speaks about the Elohim, or the powerful from heaven as described in the previous text. On the other hand, for comparison purposes, we read in the Popol book the following. Only the builders, the forming ones, the sovereigns, the powerful ones of the sky, the procreators, the fathers, were on the water. Coincidence? I doubt it. Remember that coincidences do not exist, only evidences. Those texts confirm that both the Jewish Christian God and the Mayan God were Elohim, or aliens who came to our home planet, Earth. The Creator gods did not want early humans to have the same intelligence and knowledge as them. In the book of Enoch, it is reported that the Elohim taught knowledge to the early human beings, but Yahweh did not agree as the rest of the gods. The Mayan gods did not agree either with this idea. The Mayan gods did not want terrestrial humans to know the truth. We read again in the Popol book as follows. It is not good what our creatures say, our works. They know everything, the big things and the small things, they say. And this way the parents decide to celebrate a council again. What will do now with them? That his sight only reaches to what is close, that only they see a little of the face of earth. The alien creators formed the terrestrial human beings, but some of them did not like the idea about early humans knowing the truth. They did not want its creation to have the same cosmic knowledge they had, since the truth would liberate the terrestrial humanity of the domain of some of these alien beings. A real friend will not be opposed that anybody acquires knowledge and knows the truth. Only an enemy will do that. There are several references which indicate a factor in common. All the stories converge in a same vertex. These extraterrestrial gods were giants of the stars, or as they are called by the Dominic religious stories, those who fell from heaven. grow their knowledge, their technology, their wisdom, and created the early humans races we already know, and others that probably existed but are not among us anymore. The Popol book, Book of the Council, this ancient Quiché Maya text tells the following: the production of life, of existence in the darkness at night by the spirits of the sky called giant teachers, master teachers, giant lightning teacher, master teacher is the first. The previous text is quite explicit. It is sulfuric acid for the skeptics and poison for many dogmatic religious people. Not only the Popol book gave us some description about the Elohim that contacted the Mayan people, but also explains about the spacecraft. We found a description of a character whose narrative may be another misinterpretation of an alien spaceship. Thanks again to the psychological aspect of the ancient man, we refer to the legendary character of Seven Maca. Seven Maca was possibly a spaceship which emits light as the sun and was misinterpreted as another living being. We read again in the Popol book as follows: before there was a sun, there was one who puffed himself up named Seven Maca. There was a sky and earth, but the face of the sun and moon were dim. He therefore declared himself to be the bright sign for those who were drowned in the flood. He was like an enchanted person in his essence. I am great. I dwell above the heads of the people who have been framed and shaped. I am the sun. I am also their light. I am also their moon. Then be it so. Great is my brightness. By the brilliance of my silver and gold I light the walkways and pathways of the people. My eyes sparkle with glittering blue-green jewels. My teeth as well are jade stones, as brilliant as the face of the sky. This, my beak, shines brightly far into the distance like the moon. My throne is gold and silver. When I go forth from my throne, I brighten the face of the earth. Thus I am the sun. I am the moon as well, for those who are born in the light, those who are begotten in the light. Then be it so. My vision reaches far, says Seven Maca. Now Seven Maca was not truly the sun, but he puffed himself up in this way because of his plumage and his gold and his silver. The description of Seven Maca describes anything but a legitimate Maca. First, the above text does not refer to a large Maca. It says, my teeth glow in his animal. We know that macaws, as well as the rest of the birds, don't have teeth, but a beak. It is not mentioned anywhere in the description of a beak. As a bird, Seven Maca has some features such as the sun or the moon. It was not the sun or the moon, even it emitted similar and very bright light. Another more reference that shows that this character was actually a spacecraft is when it says, the face of the earth lights up when I advance. The face of the earth refers to the earth's surface, to the ground. When this spaceship was flying above the soil, this illuminated the whole area where it was passing by. Finally, we left the best for last. Now it's time to talk about the genetic of some of those ancient Mayan gods, since the Mayan have a reptilian god, the feathered serpent, Kukulkan. Of course, this interpretation could be either both biological intelligent beings or a spacecraft with elongated shape as the wagons of a train, with wings attached to it maybe. We read now in the Popol book as follows. Their graphic names were feathered serpents. They are great sages. Feathered serpents who were great sages? Reptilian alien beings who possessed great wisdom. Probably refers to the cosmic knowledge these beings attempt to transmit to the Mesoamerican inhabitants. Maybe the description of this character, as same with the case of concerning Seven Mako, probably is also a misinterpretation of an extraterrestrial spacecraft, since serpent could be the misinterpretation of an elongated craft, and feathers could be the misinterpretation for flying wings. We showed enough evidence to prove that the Mayan had contact in the past with extraterrestrial beings. This supports the ancient astronaut theory, because this Mayan civilization got contact with extraterrestrials who taught them everything they knew. Please comment below. Thanks for watching The Truth Will Set You Free. See you next time.